now. Get down. Get down. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bone Zone. I'm your host, Ziachess, bringing you here. It's been a while since we streamed, and honestly, things have been a little hectic. So I had hoped to try to make up for that by doing a box opening of Magic's latest set, which is the Wilds of Eldraine. The pre-release was today, but they are able to sell boxes when that occurs, so I figure I would do that and just kind of chill out and hang out with everybody while I do that. And this is brand new box, so everything is all sealed up and everything. So what I'm ideally looking for is actually stuff like that. Things that are for like food related decks. Because that's one of the biggest takeaways from that I'm going to be needing for some of my decks here. So for those who have never witnessed this, a booster box in this case will have 36 set boosters. Generally 15 cards in each pack. And the rarity, etc., it varies. And it's a little too wild for a set booster to verify. At least for me to outright like say what it is. So yeah, we're just gonna start cracking into it. It also doesn't help that I've recently trimmed nails, so So we have the art card, which, if I recall, is that one is called Court of Garenbrig. And we'll set that aside. Okay, so we're starting off with a foil right off the bat. That's a foil Dragon's Mantle, which is very, very pretty right off the bat. And I don't know if it's how well it can get picked up there. And then we got Oppression there in a certain style of card where it's, I believe they're called the Enchanted series. Usually they're all enchantments, but they have this type of like border to it. We're gonna set those there. Looks like we have the one and only Planeswalker in the entire set, which is Ashiok, Wicked Manipulator. It has quite a bit of abilities there. If you would black and 3 legendary Planeswalker Ashiok, if you would pay any amount of life while your library has at least that many cards from it, exile that many cards from the top of your library instead. Starts at 5 loyalty, and you can pay 1 to look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile one of them, put 1 in your hand. -2 to create 2 1/1 Black Nightmare creature tokens with at the beginning of combat your turn. If a creature card was put into exile this turn, put a counter on this creature. And -7 to target player exile the top X cards of the library, where X is the total mana value of cards you own in exile. So quite a bit there. I know that's food. So we got something that definitely cares about food. Legendary creature. And we'll go slightly through the other cards. That's another food. That's another food. Okay. And for a little bit of like kind of background, this set is like the Fairy Tales set. So that's Rowan, Scion of War, I believe is the full name of the card. Ooh, so we got Foil Phyrexian Unlife. Very, very, very beautiful artwork, especially in the foil. And not only that, but just a decent card overall. Got Ground Seal in the enchanted frame as well. Our rare is The End. Black 2 for an instant. Costs 2 less if your life total is 5 or less. Exile a creature or planeswalker. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name, and put them into exile. That player shuffles and draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. So we will set that there. A legendary creature. And looks like we also got one of the full art basics from this set, which are also very interesting in that storybook kind of art style. Okay. So it looks like the art card for this one is, funny enough, the showcase version of the last art card we have. That is Rowan, Scion of War. Okay, starting off with a card from the list, which is the World Tree. So it is a rare land. Enters tapped, taps for green. As long as you control 6 or more lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. And then for white, white, blue, blue, black, black, red, red, green, green, tap and sacrifice the world tree. Search your library for any number of god cards and put them onto the battlefield. Our foil is Keelan's Light Blades. Woohoo! And we got the anime art style showcase of Greater Auramancy, which is 1 and a white enchantment. Other enchantments you control have Shroud, and enchanted creatures you control have Shroud. So that's actually a pretty cool hit there. The Iron Crag is the rare, which is 2 colorless for a legendary artifact. It taps for colorless. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have the Iron Crab become a legendary equipment artifact named Everflame Hero's Legacy. If you do, it equips for 3 colorless, and equipped creature gets +3/+3 and loses all other abilities. And we got a foil basic plains. And then for those who are looking while I'm cracking these open, it is solely going off screen only solely because otherwise it's a little difficult to open these. So there's a food token. And we have a foil Lord Skitter King. When it or another rat enters a battlefield under your control, exile up to 1 target card in an opponent's graveyard. And at the beginning of your combat on your turn, create a rat with a 1/1 black rat creature token with this creature can't block. Spreading Seas is the enchanted frame we got. Our normal rare is Archon of the Wild Rose. So it is 2 in white white for a 4/4 flying Archon. Other creatures you control that are enchanted by auras you control have base power 4/4 and have flying. I guess it is also something worth noting. The other thing that is something I am slightly looking for is cards that have or care about adventures in blue, green, and or white. Which I think so far we have not gotten any of those. At least not in the colors that I'm looking for. Okay, so the art card is actually a beast token. And it looks like we have another reserve list card, which is Rift Bolt, which is 2 in a red for deal 3 damage to target creature or player, and it has to spend 1 for red. Suspend is a mechanic where you pay the suspend cost and you put it in exile with a time counter equal to the number next to suspend, and then at the beginning of each of your upkeeps you remove a time counter on it, and if it has no more counters you can cast that without paying its mana cost. So I'm actually going to put that there. Our foil is Soul Guide Lantern, which is actually very pretty. Our enchanted frame is a Stab Wound. Our rare is a Thunderous Debut. So 6 green sorcery bargain. You may sack an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. Look at the top 20 cards in your library. You may put up to 2 creature cards from among them. You reveal 2 creature cards from among them. If it was bargained for, put them into the battlefield. Otherwise, put them in your hand and then shuffle. Got a legendary creature. Oop, there's a food. So I definitely am wanting that. Ooh, and there is a adventure in the colors I'm looking for. Sleight of hand, which is not too bad. Okay. I'm not entirely sure that Primal Vigor. So that's the Primal Vigor art card. Okay, so this is one of the roll cards. I guess they do 2 on each. Okay. Foil is a Slumbering Keep Guard. Karmic Justice. And a Fiery Emancipation. Our rare is Mosswood Dread Knight, so 1 and a green for a 3/2 human knight. When it dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as it's on its adventure until the end of your next turn. And it has the adventure of 1 in a red, or 1 in a black, sorry, for Dread Whispers. Sorcery, you draw a card and lose 1 life. There's the legendary ret person. Here's another adventure in that color. Okay. That's a legendary creature. Amodane the Pyro Hammer. It's a fill-in card, so we'll throw that away. Fairy Dream Thief is the foil. Ooh, we got the Necropotence Anime Showcase, which is a black enchantment. Skip your draw step. Whenever you discard a card, exile a card from your graveyard. Pay 1 life. Exile the top card of your library face down. Put that card into your hand at the beginning of your next end step. And then we also have Hatching Plans. Rare is Scalding Viper, which is 1 and a red for a 2/1 elemental snake creature. When an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, Scalding Viper does 1 damage to them. And it also has the adventure Steam Clean, which is 1 and a blue sorcery, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That is a food card. Going to take a very short break. We'll be right back. giant cat off of there. Okay, I'm gonna reorganize our things here a little. Okay. That is a ret of the charmed apple for that one. Treasure token. Our foil is Storm-Killed Prowler. We have a Grasp of Fate for the enchanted art. Our rare is Redcap Gutter Dweller. So 2 red for a Goblin Warrior with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 black rats that can't block. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Red Gutter Dweller and exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Oh, and it looks like we also got from the Commander set the new Corvold, Gleeful Glutton. 5 black, red, green for a 4/4 Dragon Noble. It has flying, trample, and haste. It costs 1 less to cast for each card type among permanents you've sacrificed this turn. And when it deals combat damage to a player, put X 1/1 counters on Corvold and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanent types from among cards in your graveyard. No, stay down. No, I said stay down. We got an adventure in our colors, and now we also got the foil of that showcase island. Trying to get there we go, an angle that kind of shows that off there. Ooh, so for this art card, it is actually signed by the artist. It is for Witch's Mark. Venture. Foil Sir Onront, the Redeemer. Our showcase, our enchanted frame is Sneak Attack. Our rare, which is a mythic rare, is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, who is for one green and 1 red, is a 1/1 human warlock. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron's power. This effect can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. So it can reduce everything except for 1. Then it also has an activated ability of 4 red and a green. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and haste until end of turn. And my cat is like all up in our biz here. Come on, get down. Okay. I'm just trying to see what else we have. A lot of reds in this one. There's a new adventure. That's another adventure. And there's the planes in that art style. For a little close up there. Okay, and this is the last pack in the first stack here. So this is the 12th pack. Okay, we have the art card is Will, Scion of Peace, which is Rowan's brother. The foil is Not Dead After All. We have Curiosity for the enchanted frame. The rare is Tales for the Ages. 1 and a white for an enchantment. Enchanted creatures you control get +2/+2. We have a showcase of a rare, which is actually one we kind of want to hit, which is Elusive Otter. For 1 blue, we get a creature otter 1/1 with prowess. Creatures with power less than Elusive Otter's power can't block it. And it has an adventure for X in a green, grows bounty, sorcery. Distribute X 1/1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. And then we got another adventure there. Alright, now we're going to start on the second stack. And I do apologize for the speed at which I am opening these, because some of these are a little in there. Okay. Our art card is a regular Mark of the Witch. And it's fitting how our list card is a card from the original Eldraine, Once Upon a Time.
Go.
Alright, we're going to take another short break here. We were last in a mid-pack, so we have Stroke of Midnight, which is actually a very, very interesting card to get. I think that's going to start seeing quite a bit of play. Our our Enchanted Evening is Vampiric Rites. Our rare is Rotisserie Elemental. 1 for 1/1 Elemental with Menace. When it deals combat damage to a player, put a skewer counter on it. Then you may sacrifice it. If you do, exile the top cards of your library. Sorry, the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of skewer counters on them. You may play those cards this turn. That is a food card. there's another stroke of midnight. That was in the wrong pile. That's an adventure. That's an adventure. Okay. I think that's a card we just opened up there. Nevea Stalked by Shadows for the art card. There's a rat token. We definitely need that. Our foil is Bestial Bloodline. Ooh, our words are hard. Our enchanted frame is Impact Tremors. Our rare is Gothic Cloaked Reveler. So that's 1 red for a 3/3 human noble with haste. And it has Celebration, which means as long as 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn. It becomes a dragon with base power 4/4, flying, and has Fire Breathing, which is pay 1 red, dragon creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay, that's... If anyone's wondering what this pile is, that is strictly just like legendary creatures. Okay, there's the forest in that art style for the set. Sure what that card is. As Foretold. Oh, that's the enchanted frame for As Foretold. That art card for it. Okay. Our list card is Royal Trooper, which is 2 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. When it blocks, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Our foil is Grand Ball Guest, which is very, very shiny. Our enchanted evening frame is Dark Tutelage. We got our rare is Sir Ginger the Meal Ender. So it's 2 colorless for a 3/1 legendary artifact creature Food Knight. Sir Ginger the Meal Ender has trample, hexproof, and haste as long as an opponent controls a planeswalker. Whenever whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. And then 2 colorless, tap and sacrifice Sir Ginger. You gain life equal to its power. Food. There's an adventure. Ooh, and now we have the swamp in that art style. I do kind of like these full art basics. They're kind of interesting. Like I said, that very storybook-esque art style. Okay. If I recall, that's the legendary fairy. Tigwell, Duke of Splendor is the art card. Alright, our foil is Tenacious Tome Seeker. We have Sanguine Bond as the enchanted frame. Our rare is Restless Spire. It is a land. It enters the battlefield tapped. It taps for a red or a blue. And you can pay a red and a blue. Until end of turn, it becomes a 2/1 red and blue elemental creature token with, as long as it's your turn, this creature has first strike. It's still a land. And then it has, whenever it attacks, scry 1. Tabby cat. Okay. Ooh, okay, we have another signed artist card. And that is for Elevire of the Wild Court. Okay, our foil is Tuinvale Guy. Our enchanted frame is Griffin Airy. Our rare is Elusive Otter, which we have already gone through, so we'll skip that. We also have the rare of Court of Vantress, which is 2 blue for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose up to 1 target enchantment or artifact. If you're the monarch, you may create a token that's a copy of it. If you're not the monarch, you may have Court of Vantress become a copy of it, except it has this ability. Okay, there's another adventure. And a foil plains. So I think of all like the food related stuff, I think one of the major ones that I have not hit but would definitely love to is the griddle one. This art card is Sleep Cursed Fairy. Looks like we have a foil ground seal on the enchanted frame. And then we have Season of Growth for the normal enchanted frame. And our rare is actually the same as the art card, which is Sleep Cursed Fairy. It is 1 blue for a 3/3 fairy wizard with flying and ward 2. Sleep Cursed Fairy enters the battlefield tapped and with 3 stun counters on it, meaning if it would become untapped, instead you remove a stun counter from it instead, and it has 1 and a blue to untap it. Okay, we have a showcase for Pollen Shield Hare, which is 1 and a white for a 2/2 rabbit creature. With token creatures you control get 1/1, and it has an adventure of 1 green of hair raising sorcery. Target creature you control gets vigilance and +X until the turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Okay. But the one card I am looking forward to trying to get is the Gretel equivalent, which is a green-black creature that really cares about food. Okay, the art card is the Goose Mother, which is a Goose Hydra. Yes, that's a thing. Okay, we have a foil Disdainful Stroke. Our enchanted card is Leyline of Anticipation. We have another enchanted card, which is Raid Bombardment. We have a third enchanted card, which is Garruk's Uprising. Then we have Spectre of Mortality for a rare, which is 3 black for a 3/3 Spectre with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile 1 or more creature cards from your graveyard. If you do, each other creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards you've exiled this way. Okay, that is a food card. I honestly did not expect that many enchanted frame cards in that pack. Okay, our art card is of the Ashiok that we pulled earlier. Okay, we have a list card, which is again another original Eldraine set card, which is Charming Prince. Our foil is the Huntsman's Redemption. Here is the normal card of the one art card we got, which is Ars Foretold. Our rare is Sentinel of the Lost Lore, which is 1 green for a 3/4 elf knight. When it enters the battlefield, choose one or more. Return a card you own from exile that has an adventure to your hand. Put a target card you don't own in exile that has an adventure at the bottom of its owner's library, and exile target player's graveyard. I think I definitely want to maybe think about that for the adventure deck. Okay, that's a food card. That's a food related, not food. Ooh, we got so many food cards all right in the next row there. And whoop, 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 doop, boop, boop, boop. They're dropping everything here. Okay. One more. Okay, and then we got the mountain full art in that art style. You know, I just realized, have we gotten any duplicate rares? I don't think we have. Looks like that's the showcase of the Ashiok Planeswalker in the art card. There's the token. We have a foil Beanstalk Worm, which is actually going straight to the Adventures pile. Spreading Sea. Our rare is Likeness Looter. It is a blue and a black for a 1/1 flying fairy shapeshifter. Tap to draw a card and discard a card, or X. Likeness Looter becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with mana value X, except it has flying and this ability, and you can only activate that at sorcery speed. Oh man, we did it. We got Greta. We got our food. We got more food. Another food, another food. So many foods. Okay. I think at that point I'm not like there might be a stray food card I'm missing or so, but I don't remember what it would be. I think at this point just trying to go for foils. Oop. The art card is for Yenna Redtooth Regent. Alright, we got a foil Provisions Merchant, which is going to the food pile. Ground Seal is the enchanted frame. And we have a mythic rare, Arete of the Charmed Apple. 1 white black for a 2/4 human warlock. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack you or planeswalkers that you control. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. That is a adventure, so it's that cares about adventures. And a foiled basic mountain. Alright, and we are on to the last stack. So we are 24 packs in. Alright, our rare is Totanza the Swarm Piper, the rat legendary card of the set. Our foil is Stone Splitter Bolt. Art card is Griffin Airy. Our rare is Talion's Messenger. 2 and a blue for a 1/3 fairy noble with flying. When you attack with one or more fairies, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a card this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target fairy you control. Okay, we have an adventure. do apologize. The mail lady is going by our house and my dog goes crazy when that happens. The art card is Dutiful Griffin. Our foil is Rowan's Grim Search. The enchanted frame is Raid Bombardment. The next one that is also a enchanted frame is Compulsion. And we got a mythic rare again. This is a Virtue of Courage, so 3 red enchantment. Whenever a sorcerer you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play those cards this turn. And it has an adventure of 1 and a red, Embereth Blaze, instant. Deal 2 damage to any target. Okay, that is a food card. It's a legendary creature. Okay. The art card is Agatha's Champion. Ooh, the foil is Experimental Confectioner, which is for the food deck. Nature's Will is the card. Is the words are hard. Is the enchanted frame card. We have a regular Pollen Shield Hair for the rare. I'm going to not read that because it's a duplicate. We have an adventure card. We have a food card and a foil basic swamp. Oh, thank you for following. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oop. Ooh, we have a signed art card of Prophetic Prism. Alright, the foil in this pack is Diminisher Witch. We have a Leyline of the Void for the enchanted frame. And our rare is Cruel Somaphage. So 1 and a black for a nightmare creature. Its power toughness is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. And it has an adventure of Can't Wake Up for 1 and a blue sorcery. Target player mills 4 cards. It's a legendary creature. That's a food related card. And we have another of the full art forests. Into the Fey Court is the art card for this. We have a list card, which is yet again another original Eldraine card, which is Fortifying Provisions. Our foil is Storyteller Pixie. Our enchanted frame is a regular Dragon Mantle. Our rare is Werefox Bodyguard. So it is a 1 in white for a 2/2 Elf Fox Knight with Flash. That is a heck of a creature type. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 other target non-fox creature until Werefox Bodyguard leaves the battlefield. And it has 1 in a white to sacrifice Werefox Bodyguard, and you gain 2 life. Ooh, and we also have the Showcase of Ariet the Charmed Apple. And after that, we also have the Court of Ardenvale, which is 2 white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. If you're the Monarch, return target permanent card to the battlefield instead. That is a heck of a pack. Spider's Food is a food card. Candy Trail is a food card. And that is a new art for Ginger Brute. Alright. The art card is the Iron Crag. Our list card in this pack is the Great Aurora. Our foil is Curse of the Werefox. The enchanted frame is Utopia Sprawl. And the rare, which is actually going straight into the Adventures deck I have, is Twinning Twins. So 2 blue for a 4/4 Flying Vigilance Ward 1 Fairy Wizard. And it has a Adventure for 1 and a white Swift Spiral instant. Exile target non-token creature. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Sugar Rush. It is a card that has food in the name. There's another full art mountain. Okay, and I'll pick that up later. Brave the Wild is the art card. Our foil is an Aquatic Alchemist, which will go into the Adventures deck. We have a Goblin Bombardment for the Enchanted Frame. We have Eldraine the Pyro Hammer as the rare. It is 2 red legendary creature human knight for 4/4. It is whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature. Eldraine deals that much damage to each opponent. Another Greta that creates food. And then we have a Foil of the Swamp. It's very pretty. Pardon my head being on screen there for a split second. Okay, the art card is Shatter the Oath. It's actually a very interesting art. Our rare is Totentan's Swarm Piper. We have Knightly Valor as the Enchanted Frame. And our rare is Expel the Interloper, which is 3 white for a sorcery. Choose any number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. So to clarify, if you choose 10, it will only destroy creatures with power 10 or greater. If you choose 0, it destroys all creatures. We got an adventure. Okay, we are on the second to last pack. I think the only thing I'm really hoping for is just a foil Greta, because either that or a showcase Greta, because just seeing that in a showcase frame would just be very interesting. Elusive Otter is the art card. The foil is Commune with Nature. The enchanted frame is Garruk's Uprising. And we have a Restless Vine Stalk as the rare. So it is a land, enters the battlefield tapped, taps for a green or a blue, and it has 3 blue and a green. Until end of turn, it becomes a 5/5 green and blue plant creature token with creature with trample. It's still land, and whenever it attacks, up to one other target creature with base power. One other target creature has base power toughness 3/3 until end of turn. Another legendary. Alright, last pack. Honestly, I think there's one actual food card I still need, and I think it's actually the green-black land. Karmic Justice is the card art. Ashiok's Reaper is the foil. Intangible Virtue is the enchanted frame card. Our rare is Fawn's Bane Troll. So 2 black and a green for a 4/4 troll creature. When it enters the battlefield, create a monster roll token attached to it, which is enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and trample. Then you can pay 1, sacrifice an aura attached to Fawn's Bane Troll, and it fights target creature you don't control. If it would die, exile it instead, and you can only activate this at sorcery speed. That's an adventure. That's a food-related card. That is a food-related card. Alright, and that is the entire box. Just to go over a few things here. So we're going to show some of our major hits there. We have Ashiok. We have Agatha. We got a Once Upon a Time. We got a normal and a regular of a red of the Charmed Apple. We got a Court or Virtue of Courage. Of our enchanted frames, we got Oppression. We got the anime frame Greater Oromancy. We got the anime frame Necropotence. We got an Impact Tremors. We got a Goblin Bombardment, a Leyline of the Void, a Leyline of Abundance, or a Leyline of Anticipation. We got a Sanguine Bond. We got a Curiosity, a Sneak Attack, and a Grasp of Fate. Cat, get down. And then for our foils, we have the legendary Rat Commander. We have a foil Stroke of Midnight. We have foil Lord Skitter, the Silver King. And we also have Phyrexian Unlife and Dragon's Mantle in foil. And with that, that's gonna do us for today. Um, I we should be resuming our stream this next Friday. It'll be at normal time. If you want, you can always hit me up here at Twitch here. Otherwise, you can always check out my content up there on my YouTube channel. And as always, subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on Twitch. It does help out quite a bit. And I'll see you guys next time.